I have every single ToneFrance character on this list, and in this video, I'm gonna be ranking all of them from best to worst. And at the end, the best character will be granted God tier, which means they are the best ToneFrance character, and the worst character will be granted the trash tier, which I don't think requires any more explanation. Just to be clear, all this is my opinion only, so if you don't like where I put a character, you can respectfully disagree in the comments. But my opinion is always right. Let's start off with ranking Tone. He is going to go into A tier. Tone is the normal and relatable kid in the group, but he feels like he fits right in with the wacky group. I feel like he balances everything out, while at the same time having an interesting personality. Most people I find would put him at mid, but in my opinion, he doesn't deserve mid. But do you know which character does deserve mid? Billy deserves mid. He goes right into B tier. Billy is a mixed bag, since on one side, he can be really dumb and annoying, but on the other side, he is also sometimes smart and funny. I think what makes me put him in mid is that he is the most innocent one. Besides Little Johnny, there are videos where he is actually funny, like the missing puppy video, so I think no one will be offended if I put it in mid. But you know what will offend a lot of people? Me putting Kevin into D tier. Alright, drop your pitchforks. Let me explain myself. While Kevin is the kindest person in the group, that also is his only personality. And yeah, I know he is also a cowboy, but even with that, he is still the most boring. Now, there is so much potential to dive deep into Kevin, as he clearly misses his mom and is hiding his true feelings. But sadly, as of the time of recording, none of this has been explored. I consider Kevin a missed potential, which is why I'm putting him in this tier. So if Kevin is in the D tier, where is Evan? Yeah, I put Evan in A tier. He's the most unhinged and funniest, but at the same time is always interesting. I like how we have moments where he is weird, but moments where he is serious. Like, look how tough this turtle. I mean, regular human is in this suit. For those reasons, I'm going to put him above Tone. Now, get ready for me to do some crazy glazing on a character. That character being my glorious king Ned Flanderbottom, who is easily going into S tier. Yes, there are moments where Ned is extremely goofy, but the moments when he turns serious are so good. For example, in Dreamwalkers, Ned was acting like that serious scientist who helps the sidekick in those movies. He is also in S tier because he's one of my favorites. Now, there is another character that I want to talk about. Someone who once again is one of the best, like Ned. That character being my glorious King Trevor. Okay, I'm gonna stop doing that joke now. Trevor is going to go into S tier. I know everyone calls Trevor the wannabe Richard friend, but people don't realize that Trevor knows Richard doesn't like him, but Trevor is not afraid to object against Richard. This is shown in Shipwrecked when they both argue about the boat crash, and Trevor is willing to fight. The best part is that he is actually brave. He may not be strong, but he is determined. And also Trevor Tries is the best Monday show, so I think it is only fair if he goes into the S tier. Alright then, let's talk about Richard now. Richard goes into B tier, obviously in front of Billy. Now, unlike some others, I actually like Richard. In the baseline, he is the sensible one, but there is a reason why he's not higher on this list, and that's because he either hates the group or likes them. If you're confused, let me show you what I mean. See, you have videos like Missing Break-In or Haunted Hangout that shows Richard saying he cares about the group, but then you have videos like How Richard Stole Christmas that has Richard act out of character and steal everyone's presents. And I get it that he was sad his mom wasn't there, but even with that, he wouldn't do that to his friends. Luckily, his character arc in Good Boy Camp 3 is giving me hope for him to be a better character. Therefore, I think it is fair if he gets placed at top of B tier. Okay, let's now quickly speedrun Little Johnny and Terrance. Little Johnny goes into B tier. He's the center point of the Danny art and Missing Parents art, and he actually has character development, but at the end of the day, he is still kinda annoying. So B tier is good enough. Now, Terrance goes into B tier. I like Terrance because he is like a more devious version of Tone. He's not a copy of Richard or Trevor, but feels like an entertaining character, though I feel like that's what lowers him down to B. He is kinda bland sometimes, So with all this, I think it is fair that he is in B tier. Now, before we move on to the adults, let's finish off with the two weirdest kids of all. There is Evan's arch nemesis 7, who is going into D tier. Listen, I like 7. I think he is kinda funny, but compared to the other characters, he greatly lacks. He just serves to be an obstacle in Evan's way. So D tier is the only respectable area to put him. I hope Tone dives more into 7 in the future, just like he did for Cornelius. Speaking of Cornelius, he goes into A tier. This year has been the year for Cornelius to shine. I always liked him as a weird and goofy character, and at first, when he was revealed to be Dark Shadow, I wasn't happy with that reveal, but I soon realized that it made complete sense for his character. I'm saying this now. If 7 gets the same treatment as Cornelius, he'd also be in a tier. So in my opinion, Cornelius deserves a tier. Alright, now, let's finally move on to the adults. Starting off with Kevin and Evan's dad, Levin, who goes into D tier. The thing about Levin is that he's just a rich dad, who also likes Tone's mom, and that's kind of the issue. In a universe full of wacky characters, someone boring like Levin wouldn't be someone's favorite, but I still appreciate the character as a whole for its main purpose, so I feel comfortable on putting him at D tier. Next we have Levin's brother, Devin, who goes into B tier. I say that he is a better character than Levin because he's a terrible dad, which while sad, makes some funny moments with his character, though recently he has been getting kind of stale, so B tier is good enough. So we have the terrible father. Now, let's look at the bad mom, who goes into B tier. Tone's mom has always been a good character. She is kind and mean, and is very unhinged. The 2023 videos had her be the funniest. The only reason why she is not in a tier is because there are also moments where she is really stale or boring, though if the long forms have added more of her TikTok or short side of character, she'd definitely be higher on this list.
Come downstairs, dinner's ready.
So mostly top of B tier is a good spot. Now of course, if we talk about the mom, we also have to talk about the grandma, who goes into S tier. She is funny and light-hearted. Videos like Living Like Grandma and Babysitting Disaster have her funniest moments. I mean, she was confirmed to have sunk the Titanic, which proves she should not be messed with. She easily deserves S tier. Now quick note, the original recording on the tier list has Grandma in B tier for some reason, so if you see her in B tier, just know she is supposed to be at S. So if Grandma is in S tier, where would Grandpa go? Grandpa goes into D tier. He obviously goes into D, since we don't know much about him. But I like his character, since he is really wacky and interesting. All I hope for is that we get more of him in the future. Next we have Ned's mom, who goes into A tier. Usually she'd be in B tier since she is just a strict teacher and mom for Ned, but after learning she was protecting the kids in The Great Escape, I think it was only fair if the strict teacher went into a tier. Speaking of strict teachers, there's one guy I'd like to talk about who deserves to be in the S tier rank, and I think this clip will explain it.
Alright! Who wants to massage my feet?
Okay, let's just stop right there. This is why he's an ST. Mr. Rollyworth is quite possibly the best character in the ToneFrance universe. He has the most weirdest design, yet he somehow manages to be menacing. What's better is that he himself died because of his own ego. I guess Tone got into Shakespeare mode when making Mr. Rollyworth's character. His name alone means that a character has something evil about them. This guy is dead, but is still the main villain. His aura goes so hard, not even Sung Jin Woo can out-aura him. If you think I'm glazing him, that's because I am. We currently have 4 contenders to God tier. There are still plenty more to go. Now, before we move on to the rest of the adult Rollyworths, let's quickly rank some characters that I forgot to put on the list, starting off with the Vextopia aliens, who go into D tier. They were kinda cool, but ain't no way they decided to take over the world because of Evan. The Vextopia King goes slightly higher because of his fire fit. Like I didn't know aliens had that drip. Next we have the monsters. Jeffrey goes into D tier. Bro was literally a Yeti monster, but still needed an M&M boy to help him. Evan too goes into B tier. Not only is she a loyal monster, but is willing to spend more than 5 minutes near Evan. Next we have Evan's Reptiles. Raggedy Dan goes into F tier. We have only seen this guy once. Raggedy Stan goes into D tier. Be honest, who cares about that goofy snake? Raggedy Ann goes into B tier. He was the OG reptile. I just wish we see more of him. Oh, wait, I forgot. He's dead. Next we have the Danny family. Lanny goes below D tier. Out of all characters, you die to Ned. Manny goes to D tier. At least you die to Richard instead of Ned. Annie goes to D tier. You were good while you lasted. And finally, we have Mr. Jollyworth, who goes top of D tier. Haters will say he is just Mr. Rollyworth in disguise. But if we look closely, they look nothing alike. Now that we are done with that, let's move on to the camp guys. Mr. Michael goes into B tier. This guy is just pure unhinged, and I like him for that. But the reason why he is in B is because the other camp guy deserves A. That camp guy being Mr. Williamson. This guy is manipulative and is just as unhinged, and I just can't wait for him to turn fully evil soon. Alright, now, who's next?
No, 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 no! Wait!
To tell you this was my easiest low D tier rank is an understatement. Like, the only good thing about these guys is their character designs. Everything else is just extreme nitpicks. First of all, so far in these videos, they are useless. And I know they just got saved from Cornelius. But again, how do you get kidnapped by this guy? Also, the only personality they have is that they are clowns. That tracks, since everything about them is a joke. Okay, fine, I'm being too harsh about them. But there is one major issue I have with them, and that involves looking at this scene.
How you doing back there, little Johnny? I'm fine. Watch out! Stop the car! Whoa! Oh no, it's him!
You aren't leaving this town.
Notice anything wrong about that scene? Why didn't they hit him with the car? I mean, can you not tell this is the evil man, like a mile away? Especially with that goofy pose. If they were me, here is what I would do. Man, this is boring. Ayo, what?
Stop the car, right now.
Yeah, heck no. I ain't dealing with you again.
Wait, no.
So that's why they go into D tier. But there is one more character or puppet that I also dislike. Garry goes into F tier. I'm sorry, but wasn't this guy supposed to be evil? And he wasn't doing anything for a year until Heroes of the Backyard 6. And this puppet is like Kevin, with barely any personality. He is never gonna be a Danny replacement. Speaking of Danny, Danny 1 goes into B tier. Danny 1 is the present version who was there since the beginning. Danny was the first villain, and while not my favorite, is still good because he has a character arc. He goes from evil, then to good in Heroes of the Backyard 6. So I think B tier is deserved for Danny 1. Except for Danny 2, who goes into F tier. This version was from the past, and came to the present. But I truly think nobody cares about him. We've only seen this puppet for 2 videos, so he is just truly useless. Alright, let's finish this list off with the 4 exploded Coffin band players. Slasher. Thrasher is the best because of his design. Mitch the Witch is second because he looks funny. Dark Dom is third because he looks like an emo Kevin. And Mike Jones is last because, of course, he is. Now, before we finish, here is a quick thing to note. All the pets go into a tier and a new dimension. Characters don't count because they are alternative versions, kinda like how Heroes of the Backyard characters are just the characters with superpowers. So now, it is time to reveal which character goes into trash tier. That character being Garry the Gator. But if you want a person instead of puppet, then definitely Uncle John, since Aunt Jane has a better character design. Now time to reveal which character deserves God tier. That character being Mr. Rollyworth. He is the best character, no doubt. So now here is the final tier list. I hope you enjoyed, because this took so long to make. The animated segments specifically took long, and completely destroyed my computer. Anyways, thanks for the support for the channel, and as always, goodbye.